The River by Bruce Springsteen, one of the top albums of 1980, which is where we head back to for this week's Flashback Friday.
It was on this date in 1980 when local officials hosted the grand opening of the Tower Drive Bridge, now known as the Leo Frigo Memorial Bridge. And here's reporter Libba Jackson.
Pedestrians and non-motorized vehicles were allowed on the 8,000-foot bridge first today, giving people a chance to absorb more scenery than is possible by driving. The bridge cost $32 million, 90% federal money, 10% state. Representative Cletus Vanderparen, the chairman of the Assembly Highway Committee, is the only area legislator who was in office at the time planning for the bridge began. The Democrat has long been known as Concrete Clete.
It is the high point of my political career today. I believe this bridge will do the most good for the most people in Brown County over the longest length of time of any project that I've ever worked on.
University of Wisconsin Green Bay is hoping the bridge will brighten its future. Chancellor Ed Widener was the master of ceremonies.
The location of the university was dependent upon I-43 and the bridge. We see a much greater, broader outreach for the university, and most important of all, we see that additional students will be able to make use of the university in fulfilling their educational needs.
Once the connection with Interstate 43 is completed, 17,000 vehicles a day are expected. Commuters are grateful.
Savings in time for my husband. He works at Procter & Gamble, and it usually takes him anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to get to work. And now it's going to save him, 20-25 minutes to get to work.
The bridge is supposed to be 120 feet above water, but already there's some concern some ships won't fit underneath. That's because lake levels have been 35 to 38 inches higher than average. Ribbon cutting wasn't enough celebration for the village of Howard. They're having a 3-day festival marking the bridge's boost to their community.
We have an industrial park of 415 acres. It's going to be very time-consuming, saving of energy, which is so vital at this time in our lives.
Run were among Howard's events. The runners got the worst deal today. First, they were not allowed to begin the race on the east side of the bridge. Instead, they started at the west end just as the ribbon was cut. And the distance turned out to be 6.5 miles instead of the promoted 5.5. The bridge's $32 million cost is just part of the $176 million price tag for the 5.5-mile stretch of highway opened today. And one man died when he fell while working on the construction, which began 4 years ago. That is the cost. The benefits are unclear. For while getting to the other side of the river quicker is good for locals, it might ultimately hurt Green Bay, since the completion of I-43 will enable travelers to bypass city businesses. For TV 11 News at the Tower Drive Bridge, I'm Libba Jackson.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot of that information.